Hello everyone, welcome to week 7 of Writing and Research. Believe it or not, we are actually about halfway through the course. So starting this week, we are going to be finishing up our second essay, the descriptive essay, and we are going to really start to shift focus to working on our research papers. So I wanted to make a quick video just talking about the assignments for this week and where we're going with everything. First of all, last week we spent our time starting to think about the research process. We had a discussion board in which Dina Mecki, one of the librarians at Berkeley College, addressed your questions and helped you out as much as possible. Now, this week we are going to be doing two main things. The first thing is going to be wrapping up the discussion essays. At this point, everyone should have gotten full feedback from me on the rough draft for their descriptive essays. If you go into Canvas, you should be able to see, as usual, a full comment on the rough draft. This includes about 2 to 3 paragraphs of material. You should also be able to download the Word document version of your paper. So if you download it, you can see on the right side of the page my comments. Now these comments are meant to help you out with any grammatical issues you might have, or with any sentences that can be made a little clearer, anything like that. So that's the first thing we'll be doing this week. The second thing we will be doing this week is going to be starting to think a little bit about our own research essays. All right, so I want to talk quickly about a couple of tips to keep in mind as we are wrapping up the descriptive essays. The first tip is to make sure in your papers that you are using concrete detail. Now again, concrete detail, as we've talked about before, is any sort of detail that allows your reader to feel like they can see or hear or smell whatever you are describing. So the goal is to make the reader feel like they're there looking at that object or that place. My second tip for the descriptive essay is to really focus on describing a single thing. This is incredibly difficult, but it is doable. For last week, we spent some time reading an essay about the black widow spiders. The writer spent the entire essay describing them in detail. Now, in your own descriptive essays, I want you to do the same kind of thing. So you can spend your time describing an object, a particular scene, a location, a person. It's really up to you. But what I do want you to do is really practice for your final version, encouraging the reader to feel like they are there. If you're writing on a person, this means encouraging your reader to feel like they know the person already, even if they've never met them before. If you're describing a location, make your reader feel like they're there looking at that location. All right, so using concrete detail and focusing on a single thing really, really helps you out. The last tip for improving the descriptive essays is just a general tip for this course and for the essays. Make sure that you download the Word document that I've included with the comments on the rough drafts and read through all of the feedback. Now, I've given a lot of students feedback on how to improve individual sentences and how to make them as clear and direct as possible. I've also often included links. So if, for example, you've had a little bit of trouble with sentence fragments, I have not only flagged that particular pattern for you, I've also given you a website that you can use to get additional information about fragments and how to avoid them. All right, so that's it on my general feedback on the descriptive essays and how to move forward with them. The other thing we'll be doing this week is starting to think about our own essays. All right, so if you go into the discussion board for this week, you'll see that there are 3 short biographies. These biographies are on the exact same topic, but they have very different levels of detail and are just written differently. So first of all, make sure you read them in order. So there's, number 1, number 2, number 3. You'll get a sense as you move through why I'm asking you to read them in this particular order. All right, so read those 3 examples, and then as usual, to do the 2 discussion board posts. So your own main post of about 250 words and a reply of about 100 words. All right, so that's it for this week. So again, we are finishing up our descriptive essays. So submit the final draft by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. And we are completing the discussion boards and the readings. All right, if anything comes up with the second essay or with the 3 biographies, let me know, and I will be more than happy to help you out.